Today's topic, de-dollarizing in exchange for gold. Ludwig von Mises of the Austrian School of Economics states that when the fiat currency falls, it must replace the fiat with a gold-backed currency. Von Mises says you cannot replace a fiat with a fiat. Argentina and other countries are examples of how runaway inflation results. Argentina experienced 72.4% inflation last year. And their new president, Milei, is working to bring back the US dollar to stabilize their economy. And while in the short term, this can work as the dollar is the global reserve currency. However, in the long term, Argentina will experience the fate of the US dollar for good or bad. And this brings me back to my previous video on Japan and many other countries who are de-dollarizing. The question I asked was why is Japan and why are central banks around the world dumping US government bonds? Why are they de-dollarizing? Japan is following the BRICS method of de-dollarizing, even though Japan is not a member of the BRICS, nor have they ever applied that we know of. Doing this can be dangerous for some of the Japanese leaders' health. Anyway, the reason for Japan and other countries that are moving away from the US government bonds is that not only is it a hedge against the dollar, it's getting very expensive. And more importantly, Japan does not want to hold billions and billions in US government bonds at the same time the rest of the world is dumping them. My other question I asked in my last video was, instead of buying US government bonds, what are they, Japan and the other countries who are dumping US government bonds, what are they buying? Can you guess? Well, if von Mises says you cannot replace a fiat with a fiat, then you have to replace a failed currency, fiat currency, with gold. And these countries are buying gold in record amounts. And so what do they know that we do not? Is this a canary in the mine? And what will happen to the price of gold when a country like Japan has almost another $1 trillion of US government bonds to sell and then to purchase more gold?